So I wrote that to Troy. I was like, hey, I don't think I should bring this car back. But still, if they need the car back and they think it's a stolen car, A, it's leaving me high and dry because I don't have a car to switch out to. My deal verbal with car sales was that we were going to try to switch me into a different car before William ever asked about a car switch and the high mileage. You know, a little bit, a week or two earlier, car sales, we were trying to switch the car to see if we could process this car through Enterprise's car sales department, see if they could get it fixed. They could sell it to me. In the meantime, I would be switching to a different car as a temporary unit, if that makes sense. So here I am where am I going to switch into for another car? I got to buy another car now, and I am stuck in this car that doesn't have valid stickers, and I'm told that I should not be driving without valid stickers, and Enterprise wants me to return it, and I'm not supposed to return it with the stickers not being valid. So that's basically the place where it's at. But this is a felony account of fraud by Troy Climo to say that the car is stolen to report that to the police. So I call Lacey PD in Washington State and say, hey, this guy is committing fraud. This is a felony level fraud. The stickers aren't on the car. I need the sticker. Send the sticker in the freaking mail. That's what I email them back as my formal response. And I also asked for his resignation, Troy Climo's resignation from Enterprise Rental Car. Send the freaking sticker in the mail. Slap it on the license plate. Might get it. I can drive it into your freaking local branch wherever I'm at, close to where I'm at, and that will solve your issue. You can have your stupid car back, and I will pursue this in civil and federal court because I've been advised by lawyers. But the biggest issue is twice now Troy Climo Enterprise has committed fraud, and they've tried to penalize me for their mistakes. Number one was where they didn't properly log the damage report and left me in a damaged vehicle that was an enterprise violation, not safe, and a criminal where they suppressed and tampered with the evidence for the next driver, whoever's going to get this car next, if that makes sense. And then for several months, renting the car to me is a good car at the price of a good car where there's damage to it. In other words, this car probably should have been re-rented or wholesale back when it happened. Due to the amount of damage, probably should have got wholesale, and thus would have been a larger loss for that company, if that makes sense. Back when it had 19,000 miles, right when that October incident occurred. But any which way you look at it, but then the second issue of fraud is where he's saying this is a stolen car. Now, they haven't got back to me for weeks on end. They said they were in training. No one's got back to me. St. Louis fraudulently changed the contract and have made zero effort to A, update the file, and B, with the insurance information from the October event, which was re-forwarded to them, and then B, help me coordinate a car switch out. The numbers were provided to them, the location was provided to them. They didn't call down. They didn't do anything. They said, you got to go to Washington State. We're changing the contract. You have 2 days, and blah blah blah. All fraudulent, all inconsistent with Enterprise's policies. So now that 72 hours, you are going to be reported for car theft if you don't bring this car, even though it's not sticker, doesn't appear to be registered. I don't know who owns it. Maybe it's a Toyota dealer, not them. I don't know. All I know is a cop told me it doesn't come back to anything, and a cop told me you got to have a sticker on the car. I don't own the unit. I relay the information to him, and his reaction is, you have 72 hours. You have to bring the car to one of our branches. We're reporting the car is stolen, and it's a felony. This car is not stolen. That is a total outright fraud on his part. And the biggest thing you need to underline circle, again, this is a reactive effort after I tell him the stickers are invalid. So instead of trying to get me the sticker for the car and diplomatically and in a professional way help resolve the situation, which is there's no sticker on the car, his idea is that I stole the car. So it makes no sense. It's the guy is completely unhinged, and I have a record of in paper of exactly what happened, and without a sticker on the car, for me to drive the car, especially in certain urban areas where Enterprise is located, it's putting me in a vulnerable situation, especially in the context and the fact that I was pulled over by a cop, and the cop said that the car did not come back to anything, and that it was a California law, the sticker had to be on the car. So for me to bring this issue up with Enterprise and have them freak out and say, you have 72 hours to bring the car back or it's stolen, that's not the way to play the game. The way to play the game is to make sure the fucking sticker is on the car to begin with. You know what I mean? And if there was an invalid registration or there was not an invalid registration, I don't know. But when the cop ran, she said it didn't come back to anything, aka it wasn't registered. Now, if they did a fix once I told them that, and now that it's registered, still, where is the freaking literal sticker? Is it in California? Is it in Washington State? Is it somewhere in St. Louis? I don't know. But, for this car to be on the road and for me to be driving it legally, you're trying to compromise me, cross my safety with a damaged car, A, and then B, you're trying to cross my safety by making demands that I criminally do criminal acts, drive a car on the road without a sticker, because it's a legal violation for me to do that to your branch. That's just not the way a company should play. You need to have a sticker. And still, that's the other issue here. Where is the sticker? How can you not put the sticker on the car? why could you not have put the sticker on the car back in March when the other one expired? And were all these days where you renting the car to me with the sticker expired? Is that basically a series of fraudulent transactions? And that's the larger issue here for the last several months when I've been in this car and renting it as a damaged unit instead of an intact unit. This entire agreement has been fraudulent on the part of Enterprise. Each day that passed, I paid for a car with no issues. They did not represent the damage on the car, even though I had sent it to them in a fraudulent way. Now, this creates a larger problem for the insurance company because now this car at 19,000 miles, you know what I mean, to fix the car, etc., the value of the car. Now at 70,000 miles, to fix the car, the value of the car, it changes the entire dynamic, the worth of the car. Now the car is out of the rental fleet completely because it's gone through its rental lifespan because I drove a lot of miles under an unlimited miles contract. And that was the other issue, is after the LAX thing, is there an effort to try to penalize me, a client, and make it so that I can't switch out the car? And maybe that's why he didn't help me with the phone calls, etc., because of the amount of miles, almost like a selective liability thing, the amount of miles I put on the car, and try to force me out of the potential to, as every client's right, to renew a contract and switch into another car with the exact same contract. And that's another thing I really want to underline circle. Enterprise consistently at 1-800 number, everyone has said Troy Klimo violated Enterprise's policies by changing that contract while I was in it. So by changing it from an unlimited miles contract while I'm still on the same car too, right? Now that's the thing. We went down there to switch out. They didn't coordinate, no damage report, couldn't get in another unit. And my time and expense went to another 20 places, still couldn't get in another unit. So it's very frustrating. And, so in other words, it's all been logged on there. I had made a tremendous effort to try to switch out this car and try to cooperate and do it. The fact there's no cars out there, the fact that they don't have the damage report on there when we do find cars, that's not why you should penalize me. The fact there's no sticker on the back of the car, it's not registered, or at least even if it was registered, or it was not at that time, but regardless, even if it's registered now, still I am legally compromised without that proper sticker on the actual license plate of the car. So, any which way you look at it, they have fucked up, and they have fucked up right from the beginning to the end thoroughly. And instead of owning their issues, being accountable, and trying to be cooperative, professional, and diplomatic, and work with me, the client, to help resolve these things, instead they are combative, and they chose to try to penalize me, the client, for their errors. So it's very much an issue where they have, and specifically Troy Klimo, has committed fraud in multiple different instances, and Washington branch manager made a mistake, but instead of owning the mistake, updating the file, and helping me switch the car out, we got to drive all the way to Washington State in 2 days, and they did not update the file, and then they try to change the contract, A, and then B, now it's going to be this car theft if I don't return the car. No sticker on the car. I am not supposed to be on the road without the car with a sticker on it. And then I have to try to organize in the last minute with no preparation that I need to find another car, and then I can't get into a different Enterprise car while I can potentially buy this one. And that was my deal with car sales, if that makes sense. So there isn't the alignment between car sales and between rent-a-car, and there isn't the alignment between rent-a-car in one state to another state, or from one branch to another branch. Generally there is, but Washington State, with regard to this unit and with regard to that incident, made some mistakes, and like I said, there isn't the ownership, the accountability, the desire to resolve it. But it becomes criminally suppression tampering, because this car should not be on the road now, and if the next unit person gets it, there needed to be, and all the time I rented it, there needed to be the documentation. It should have been fixed prior to being re-rented out, and for the next owner, whoever it is, if this car gets fixed and then wholesale sold, they need to know, the seller, the buyer, everyone needs to know the extent of damage here, because this is a safety issue, and it's pretty upsetting to me.